the next portion of what I have to do here. Starting tonight, when we do our radio program, we'll be broadcasting on both the Blog Talk Radio as well as on our Facebook, YouTube. We have other links that we're going to attach to that as well. So we're practicing today. We're trying to get everything working for tonight because our show starts at 8 o'clock. So, Brother Ken, yes. Happy holidays to you, my friend. Thanks for joining us. A little stretching. I got a little swing here. So the reason why I'm inside today is because it's a bit chilly outside down here today. I don't know why. They say it's going to warm up. But in any event, I promised the students that I would, do something for the Easter weekend. And, I wanted to just, first of all, say thank you to everybody for working so hard on all of the things that we've been trying to achieve since Sensei's passing. And I got to say, boy, the team has really come together. We've produced some great results. More importantly, the unity of what we're doing. And we even have Brother Ken on the line here today, where what we're doing at the Camride organization, and that is the coalition that we have formed in honor and in memory of Dr. Harold Lee. The people that we brought together in our circles now, the people that we're caring and sharing with, it's just unbelievable. I mean, it's been just a wonderful thing to see when people come together like that, and just put it all together. I just love it. I just think it's a great thing to strive for. And at the end of the day, what's our goal? Our goal is to try to preserve and protect the legacies of these great pioneers in martial arts here in the United States. So thank you, everybody. Thank you to the students. Thank you to all the black belts, all the instructors that are out there working on bringing Sensei's teachings full circle. And based on what, we intend to do now for the rest of the year, it's very exciting because we have a lot of work to do. And we're all looking forward to doing that together. And on this holiday and festive weekend, it was always, how do I say this? It was always a big celebration at the dojo and, of course, at home around this time of year. So now that we have these tools available to us, and we can communicate this way very intimately and reach many people. That's the thing, that when we use the tools that are available to us today, and especially on a workout today where we give thanks to our ancestors, the people that have come before us, it's very important. I mean, the children respond to it, the young adults, the adults, and even the elderly recognize the fact that we're trying real hard. We're doing our work. We're preserving and protecting the, that conduit that they passed on to us and gave us an opportunity to go out into the field and teach, and do what we do. And again, the sensei that work so very hard to preserve and protect the legacy of Sensei McGrath, I want to say thank you, because it means everything to me. It's a very important responsibility that's been passed on to me. And having the support of others, bringing to fruition his goals. Even though he's not here with us, we're still working, and we're still doing the things that he asked us to do. And this is a weekend to celebrate and say thank you. You know, thank you. And the effort. Thank you for the effort as well, because everybody works very hard in their training halls and their dojos, and you can see the results. That's another thing I wanted to point out. You can see the results of our efforts and how those seeds have really taken root. Two more things that I just want to speak about before I start, and that is tonight on our radio program, Dr. Karate, we're going to have a dojo on tonight that I want to share with everybody. The theme of tonight's show was to say thank you to this dojo for working so hard in their community. And that is the CT School of Survival, headed up by Grandmaster George Logan. And I mean, if you go onto the social media, you'll see what this dojo does. And they're going to be on our program tonight. And basically, we've invited them onto the program to say thank you. The next thing that I just want to touch on quickly is we've made a little bit of an alteration in our schedule. On Saturday nights, the program starts at 8 o'clock and it runs until 10. And if you want to call into that program, the number is 646-716-6825. Now, let me just give you this as well so that you have it. On Sundays, we're starting to schedule a lot of featured guests on the program so that we can get their stories on wax. Like it says here, Grandmaster Logan will be on tonight with his dojo. And tomorrow, we have a program called Isshin-ryu Today. And that program starts at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, tomorrow, due to the holiday, we won't be broadcasting live tomorrow. We are taking the day off. So I just wanted to put that out there because a lot of people do call into the show. And now that we're building these links now, even if you missed the show, you can still get it by using these tools here. All right. So, it is customary every time we start a class. Now, today I happen to be by myself because it is a holiday weekend, but it is customary for us to bow to our founder and give respect. So, it just is something that we always do. So, Yosuke Shimabuku Tasso Sensei. Great. And in class this week, the breathing aspect of our kata, when you throw a punch, when you throw a kick, how you apply that breath is part of what we do in that list of components that have to be present when you execute any piece of waza. So they asked me, they said, well, everybody's different. Everybody has a different approach to applying breath to a strike. So what we wanted to try to explain today with this, because again, I'm a stickler about the breathing, and proper breath in your execution of your waza. If you leave out that component, something's missing. And I see it a lot in competition kata, because again, the practitioners are doing the movements and they're doing them just beautiful. But the element of breathing doesn't seem to be at the top of the list. And, you know, in our dojo here, that's at the top of the list. Stance and breath are two things that Sensei McGrath always stressed being present when you're executing your waza. So if you operate from that platform, you know, based on balance and breath, speed, balance, and focus, you know, those are the components that make up that list and those requirements, obviously, but even more importantly, the effectiveness of the delivery. So, how they asked more specific questions now, knowing that at the end of the day, when they do a kata, when they're doing their drilling, when they're working on the waza, they want to be able to do it, emulate the black belts, and be, you know, why do the black belts do it like that, and why is it different? Number one, practice. If you don't practice, you may look good, you may look balanced, you may look strong, and you may also have that opportunity to be fast. But if you're not breathing and you're not breathing properly, one of the things that we sort of care about is that when you live, there's this principle that we apply, and that is the Sanshin principle. Now, all I did was touch my hand, but when I did it at the point of impact, I gave it a Sanshin, like that. Now, you didn't see it because I didn't want to do it emphatically. I didn't want to show you that I did it. I wanted to show you that you're able to do that without straining. And that's what I see, that, you know, some of my Q ranks, you know, when they're doing it, they're exaggerating it maybe too much, or they're trying too hard. There should be no quiver. You should be in control. If you're quivering, maybe it's too much. Okay? So at the point of impact, this, I want to say flexing of the muscles, really quick. I mean, when you do it with breath on point, a simple strike like that on your hand hurts. In other words, it's heavy. And that's what we're trying to create here. We're trying to create, at the moment of impact, that we can deliver our energy, leave it, let it penetrate its target, and come away. Be ready for the next strike or the next appropriate movement to evade and protect. That's how that works. That's why we practice and drill the way we drill, so that you can learn that breath. It's like a boxer. A boxer, he hears me breathing, see? He hears the, now that doesn't lie. That signal of that breath, they feel that. They feel that, what that means, you know? To them, it's a sign of aggression. The animal sees that kind of breathing as, you know, a sign of aggression. So again, that's a pure response, because I don't know, in all the years I've been practicing, I've been trying to get the timing of, I don't want to overextend. That's a cardinal rule to break. Once I come to overextend now, I've created unbalance, which is weight. And once you do that, your fight now, unless you're so fast that you can unbalance and come back without the danger of, you know, being pulled off balance, well, I should say either push or pull off balance, then that's great. But I don't like to take chances like that in a fight. So again, getting back to what they asked today for me to address, that is, how do we build our breath? How do we build the synchronization of delivering our Sanshin principle in a split second, but not look like we're stiff? Okay. Now that stiffness of working helps you. It is an exercise that we do, and it is over exaggerated so that you can build. All right. But in a fight, if you appear to be flustered, that's going to be portrayed by the person that is attacking you as they're the dominant one and you're not. So you can't do that. When you are approached or you're about to be struck, you can't look like, oh God. No, no. We as practitioners are used to, things coming into our circle. So we're really, I won't say I'm not afraid of it. Of course I'm afraid. I don't want to get hit in the head. But I'm aware that if I do get hit with that, it's lights out. So I don't want to get hit with that. And even trying to evade and protect something that's coming in like that, your breath and your expression is everything. It's everything. Watch the tapes of Shimabuku Tatsuo Sensei. He does the kata. He has no expression on his face. He goes through his work. He's not overexerting. He's comfortable. And that's what we try to build. We try to build comfort. Where is your level of comfort when you deliver a strike? Where is it? Where are you comfortable, and how effective is that strike going to be? Now, all depending on where you hit with that, has an effect on the person that you deliver it to. Now, I'll say this. Be careful with this. Sensei McGrath told me about this. You don't know. When you're adrenalized, you don't know your own strength. So a simple little like that may send the person reeling because you're so, let's use the word frightened. Okay. So now you put the breath on that, and that becomes a real heavy strike right there on that bone. To punch somebody with those two knuckles right there, that's like getting hit with a Charlie horse. Just as bad. So again, students, I tell you, when you ask me this question, we talked about it in class, but tonight's, explanation of it is proof that we say in the business, be very, very careful, be very selective, because what we're teaching you here now would almost be like picking up a rock and throwing it to somebody and hitting them. It hurts like, it hurts like that, where you could actually either knock them out, or do even more damage. So put a little disclaimer on there. Be careful. That's why we do bag work. That's why we constantly punch the bag, because the bag, we can hit the bag and it doesn't talk back. Whereas we can't work with our ukis like that, because then we can't go to work tomorrow. We'll be either, again, learn what I told you. At the point of impact, that's when you want to, almost like you plug in the electricity and it's gone. That's it. That's what we talked about last week. How you apply this, and then even working with your uke, you'll notice that when you start to get that synchronization down, even the uke will go, ooh, that one hurt. You know what I mean? Because you're starting to get it now. You're starting to be able to move, drill, but on your strikes, on your blocks, on your movements, you're adding you're really paying attention to the breath aspect of what we do. So make sure, please make sure that when you're practicing this, you practice it on the bag. This way you don't hurt yourself, you don't hurt anybody, and you can build your way up to everything you do synchronizing your breath. You know, get every movement that you're doing and get the rhythm of breath down to that science. You know, everybody knows how much air they need to jump around, okay? And everybody knows that when they get gassed, they have to either stop, you know, bow out and say, that's it, I can't go no more, or down to the ground they go, but boom. And you just can't do no more. You're done. You're gassed. And that is the point that we try every class to get to, where you're breathing and you're sort of huffing and puffing, and now you're tired. Your arms are heavy, your legs are heavy. We have to push now. From that point, we have to push. You know why? The only thing that's keeping us going is that adrenaline. Yeah, now once that adrenaline wears off, oh, we get like, yes, you just need to sit down, and that's enough. You've done enough. So, one more time, when we, let's say when we're doing our basics, when we're doing our upper body basics, lower body basics, everything that has been explained to you now, that is supposed to be there from the stance, the bent knees, hands in chamber, eyes up, thumb on top. All of those components, as you work on them and they become more and more familiar to you, because let's face it, one of the things that you guys have been struggling with is the hand posture. Sometimes in class, I see a lot of you do this, and that's okay. Everybody does this. But in Isshin-ryu, we build it with the thumb on top. All right. So it's a different posture. You know, like some of the white belts ask me, how do you know if it's right? Well, the best way to do that is to put your thumb on top and hit the bag. Because if you're touching your thumb, like if you have it like this, where your thumb is past no, that means your thumb's going to hit the bag too. You don't want that. You want to be able to tuck that thumb away on top, almost as if you're shaking someone's hand. The position of my thumb is straight with my wrist. All right, and I guess that's the purpose that you're asking, because everybody does this. Everybody puts their thumb on the side when they build the fist. We need to work on that too, because I watch when you're doing your basics, when I see that block come out and I see the thumb down, and just at the last class, what happened? I told you, I said, listen, if you think I'm not paying attention to things like that, you're wrong. So everybody has to open their hands and let's build with this. That's what happened, right, guys? So what happened? We learned that this movement here is very important to us. Now, if you notice, look at the position of my thumbs. My thumbs are ready to catch my index finger. So when you snap them together, instead of, when we say yoy, the thumbs have to be on top. That's another reason why we say yoi, because we want to know, are you ready? Yoi means ready. So if you're building it like this, you might be ready to do the exercise, but one of the components is wrong in our concepts and principles. So when we say yoi, we want to see this for several reasons. One is to know, are you doing this? Is there any air? We can't have any air between our thumb and our hand, which I see sometimes people that may have a longer thumb than I do. This part of their knuckle right here, sticks up. So we have to be careful that we don't get this. So even yoi, I see some of the few ranks. When you say yoi, and there are black belts and cues in the room, they come to that position differently. The black belts and the higher ranking brown belts, they come to yoi in a very sense of urgency kind of way. You know what I mean? It's a different attitude, yoi. Ready means so many things. If someone's, looking to hurt you, if you're not ready at that moment, if you're scared or you're not, going to do anything, you're just then you're not ready. You're not ready. You're not able to make a good decision at that point. So again, come into our training halls, learn how we do those means and methods, because we can't build every scenario for you, but we can get you prepared. Why? Because of balance. Everything that we do, we try to operate in a balanced posture so that once we create weight by leaning, we know that takes away from our speed, balance, and focus. That's the science there. If you lean, you're putting a lot of stress on something to support something else. When you do that, you better have a good foundation, because it's just not the way things work. Everything has to stay level. In order for it to be supported and supported properly, in construction, we can't build something on a hill like this. No, we have to build it straight. Otherwise, it'll fall down. So even when you build on an incline, you still have to build level. Okay, then you might say, well, if this is the incline and you can't build this way, then you have to go this way. Whatever you build has to be level. It cannot be out of level, otherwise it will fall down. So when you fight, your approach to fighting is to always break the opponent's balance. That's the key to your entry and your exit, is to break their balance. Whatever you do in between is to your level of craftsmanship. It could be a lock, it could be a joint manipulation, it could be a lot of things. So you don't have the proper breath at that moment. You don't build the proper structures at that moment. If you haven't been trained to do those things over and over and over again, you're going to get hurt. And then there's no guarantee that, even with all the training, that you don't twist the wrist when you go to hit something. It's unlikely, but it can happen. Even with all the practice. I wish I could tell you that in a fight it goes this way. We try to keep control of it, but there are points when sometimes you just can't control it, and things happen. So breath. Breath on impact is what we talked about. It's your way of leaving energy and not being out of position for the next set of occurrences. And always being in control, operate safe, operate on balance, so that when something happens, regaining your level, if you practice it and practice and practice it, you'll even roll out and come back to level. If that's what it takes for you to get out of danger and get back to level, then that's what it takes. And nobody ever blocked the roll. So we talk about that all the time in class. When you're overwhelmed and you don't know what to do, you can break the action in the body as long as you've practiced. Because your relationship to the ground at that point could become very, very important. Yeah, it can become very, very important. I think Mama wants the bone because he's very loud when he drops it. So, again, I'll close by saying today, thank you. Have a happy holiday for the rest of the weekend. Join us tonight at 8 o'clock. We're going to have a great show tonight for you. If you're into martial arts, this dojo does a lot for their community. So tune in tonight. Again, that number is 646-716-6825. And we'll see everybody tonight. Thank you very much for joining everybody that was online. Again, this was a practice session for us. As a matter of fact, I'll even sit a minute. This was a practice session. Hey, this is my little grandson. You want to say hello to everybody? Yeah. Come here. Say hello to the world, everybody. This is my beautiful boy here. Yeah. Yeah. Who is that? That's all the people that know Grandpa. And they come into our home. Papa. It's Papa, yeah. Yeah. Okay. That's wonderful. That's Papa. We'll see everybody tonight. Thanks for joining us. Yeah. Yeah, we're going to say goodbye to these wonderful people. We wish them